Today I'm going to talk about the red RMI cable. So if you don't know, the RMI cable is what looks like a USB-C cable that you have to use, according to red, to connect the DSMC3 7-inch touch monitor and probably the other DSMC3 monitors to the camera interface right here. Now on their website it says this is a proprietary USB-C cable and it is pinned differently, so a regular cable will not work. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is generally not true. Electrically, this is the same as any Thunderbolt 3 or USB 3.1 compliant cable, meaning it has the regular 24 pins of a USB-C cable, just like this one, and they are wired the same without any additional components inside the cable. Now, how did I come to this conclusion? I came to this conclusion because I bought a breakout board and plugged it into both ends of this cable, and I pinned out the cable itself and compared it to my regular USB-C 3.1 cable here, and they pinned out exactly the same after 30 minutes of probing. The only thing really special about the small HD or red cable is that it is very slim profile. It's about equivalent to an Apple USB-C plug. And this is only important because the openings of the interface and of the monitor itself are very specific in size, such that anything even slightly wider or thicker about the cable will not let you plug it in. So you can see here the height of the plug has to be about 6 millimeters, the width is about 11 millimeters, and what I'm going to call the depth of the wide part is approximately 17.5 to 18 millimeters. But if you're able to plug it in, it will work, and let me show you that right now. So here's my prototype cable. You can see I stripped out the rubber from the plug, so it's going to fit inside the interface and the monitor. There's nothing special about this cable. This is a USB 3.1 compliant 10 gigabits per second cable. It has no E-marker, and it's only rated for 60 watt charging. So that's that there. Just for comparison purposes, here is the real RMI cable from Small HD. You can see they're vastly different cables besides, being USB-C shaped. Okay, so you can see the red V-Raptor connected with my jank cable. I'm going to turn it on. Of course, since this is a red camera, it takes a while to boot up. But I'll let you see that whole process just so it's end-to-end. Initializing. Camera's up, the monitor flashes, and boom, it's working. Just to show you that the controls work, memory card, see, everything works just normal. The screen's always a little bit laggy. Drop down that. Go into random menu, guides. It all works just the same. Nothing special about the cable except for the size to fit into the plug. So out of curiosity, I went on to test more USB-C cables that I had lying around using a plug adapter so they would fit into the monitor and to the camera interface. And the only pattern I noticed is that it had to be USB 3.1 or above in terms of how many physical pins there were. So it has to have all 4 twisted pairs of data cables in the cable itself. And the most interesting thing was that the cable could not have an E-marker. So more expensive cables or charging cables that did 100 watts or more that had an E-marker that I tested with a USB-C cable tester, if it could read an E-marker, then it did not work to connect the interface to the monitor. Only the cheaper 60 watt no E-marker cables were able to successfully make the connection. And testing for the E-marker in the actual RMI cable showed that there was no E-marker at all. So perhaps, just hypothesizing, maybe the camera checks for the E-marker inside the cable, and if it sees one, it rejects the connection or something like that. But that's only, I don't think I did enough testing to make that full conclusion yet. In the end, what does this mean? Does this mean you can go out on Amazon and buy a regular USB 3.1 cable and use it and not have to spend $100 for the real RMI cable? Not exactly. I did that own investigation myself, and there's pretty much no cables that comply with what I just mentioned that are the right size plug wise. For whatever reason, that 11 millimeter width is very rare to find in a true USB 3.1 data cable. Looking through AliExpress, Alibaba, Amazon, all the places that have drawings like Mauser, like DigiKey, I could not find a single one that had 11 millimeter width and also had the right depth size, so you could actually lock the connector in to the barrel in the interface arm of the monitor. So really, you're still a little bit stuck, but if you're in a pinch, you can probably get one of these cables. You just won't be able to lock it in to the barrel. Or you could shave down a cable if you really need to. Let's say it's just for a temporary rig where the monitor is connected off camera and you need something a little bit longer. These are all possibilities. But there is no direct, easily sourceable replacement for the real RMI cable. But it is not because the cable is particularly special electrically. It's only special physically and on purpose, done by Red and small HE to make this dependency occur for you to buy their specific cable.